Hi, Dav here, and today we have a new episode in the Art Review series, and today we'll be checking out the work of Leeseungho here on Instagram. So I found this guy on my feed, and recently, and just looking at their work, I would say that even though it's kind of rendered, it still has that comic sort of vibe, and I think it's obviously because of the darker parts of the image. Like I don't think they're fully black, but like these parts over here. Can I show it to you? Like this whole thing. Usually for this kind of rendering, I would see that sort of consistently all throughout the image, but pairing that up with pairing that up with these like darker sort of black fill-ins, I think it's an interesting combination, right? It's not just for visual impact. I mean, yeah, when you add like this super dark tone or a dark value, it does give your image more contrast, but also I think it does in a way save time. I mean, just zooming out, you can tell like the silhouette of the fingers are very obvious. Same thing here for this hand in the back. In a way, it kind of merges with his actual back. Like the arm, his left or right arm merges with the shadow of his back. So that's kind of a cool thing. And even though it's kind of mixed in or blended with like it's one shape, you can kind of fill in the blanks yourself. Same thing for this like shoe thing over here. So like it can serve so many purposes. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if they're putting some kind of filter afterward because the colors seem kind of consistent. What I do see is I think they do have a decent amount of noise in their work if you zoom in. Like the noise particles. They're a bit larger than average. Because adding noise is like a common after or ending effect. It's a kind of effect you add after your full illustration. To kind of make everything look somewhat consistent. Similar to like sharpening your image or maybe adding some RGB shift effect. But in their case, it's like just noise. Maybe they do sharpen it a bit, I'm not sure. Interesting, for this leg over here, instead of it being like black or just one value, it's rendered, but they toned down the saturation of it. But even then, you can still see some parts here where it's kind of inked, in the line work especially. I mean, you have like a black fill in here, black fill in here, but the ink work is very obvious. It's not just for like a base, like it's part of the final illustration. And just looking at the ink work, it's not even that thin. It's kind of thick. It's very obvious. So yeah. And I'm guessing it's kind of a flat brush or like a round brush that's been squished. Basically an ellipse kind of shaped brush where one side is a bit fat than the other. Yeah. I do like this one, like the lion thing. Because I believe I saw this, or was it this one? Like I saw it in my feed here on Instagram. It was some kind of cat, maybe it was this one. But yeah. Right? It has that comic look. Lots of like black fill-ins. Oh, reminds me of another artist. Let me write their name down. Oh my god, I'm forgetting their name. I always like it's actually, or they're one of my favorite artists. But I'm blanking on their name. Oh my god, it's like T something. Hopefully comes back. E something. Not Trent. Trent Kanuga has a different style. But I keep that's the first name. Let me pause the video because I'm gonna find this guy's name. I'm back. So I found the guy's name. It's Toni Infante. If you look at their ink work, it's kind of similar. And Toni also likes to sometimes render their or paint their images, but it's while it's painted, it still has like some darker parts in there, meaning that you have those like black fill-ins. So it's kind of a mix between like a painted illustration plus that comic graphic style. By the way, this is one of my favorite pieces of theirs. It's just so nice. I mean, look at, oh my god, I mean, look at that. Hey, why is it not popping out? Come on. Wait, let me just zoom in. Right? It's so tiny. Like, that's the full image. The resolution is not too high, but it's good enough, I guess. Oh my god. Let me just close these tabs. But if you look at, again, Lee's work here, it's kind of the same. It's that mix between that inked work and that more painted kind of look. Let me just zoom in because it's taking a while to load. Okay, so it's inspired by traditional Korean culture and folklore. Yeah, there's this movie. It's a recent movie that's out. It's K-pop Demon Hunters. I haven't seen the full film. Just clips of it online. But I do remember seeing some kind of cat. And I think I saw it. I don't think it's here. I think later around here. I think we saw it earlier. Oh, like this one. Right? Where the eyes are kind of spread apart this way. It looks kind of odd. But it looks kind of cool, right? Interesting, the markings or the stripes of this sort of tiger cat thing. It's drawn in. And look at how the lines kind of spiral inside. So it kind of follows along with the form. They could have just painted that in with a darker value, but they decided to go for a this more drawn look. I mean, look at how consistent these patterns are, especially in the face. Like, they're not too contradicting. They just follow the form of whatever is there, right? The nails, they're just left as black. But if you look at the line work or the ink work, it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. It's not too like polished. It's clean, but it's not too polished. So I do like that look. But if you zoom out, it's kind of hard to see those like strays of ink or ink marks, but pretty cool. And the way they like add color to this thing, the lighting, I like it. I think it goes beyond a little, because there's cell shading. It's like a typical rendering process, but I think it's a little bit beyond that. I don't know. Like, it's almost like a painting. Like, I do like these like individual marks that's painted in. Maybe it's supposed to signify fur, but or it could be like a stylistic thing. Just think Lion Decker and you know, those types of artists who like adding those dashed lines, right? When they sort of blend. Look at this. Kind of like a dog. Or a dog adjacent. Pretty cool, pretty fun. I think it's not just like character designs, meaning people. They do have a thing for creatures as well. I'm not sure if this is like fan art or their own kind of thing. Let me just, no idea. But it looks cool though. So it's like one of those multiple or multi-tailed creature things. I often see it in like anime. It's like a fox with like 7 tails or something. It's like a legend or something. So they do include hatch lines in their work, like the ink work, it's not just on the or in the contours. Some parts will be shaded with ink. They don't do it everywhere, only because I think they're aware that they're gonna paint over, or they're gonna add color anyway and do some painting underneath the line work. But there is a little bit of hatching in there. Interesting. If you look at the ink work, it does have a little bit of that reddish tint. I guess it helps blend with the other colors. Because if it's like pure black, sometimes it can be too strong. Interesting. Not sure what this guy is, but looks majestic. The hair, super cool. Oh, the anatomy. I think that's what people call a slutty waist. It's usually a waist that's kind of super thin, in contrast to like the pelvis or the torso. But again, look at the arm here. Look at the ink work. It's so like confident, but it's not like fine. It almost feels like a painted line. Like even this black filament over here, it seems more like painted. It kind of reminds me of some of the work of Jay Lee. Wait, let me just write some artists to recommend. Toni Infante, and Jay Lee. I know Jay Lee has a couple of styles. He's like a comic person guy, but I do prefer his more brushy ink work. It just feels more natural, more aesthetically pleasing to me. But yeah, but I think it's the way they color. Like just by adding the effects, I think it's like they can push the drawing to make it even more cool. I mean, look at this guy with the sword here. Like just adding this sort of blur for like the flame, like you can tell it's like being pushed out. So I'm guessing this blade doesn't even exist. But when it's like activated, then that's when the blade comes out of it. Because you can tell that there's a bit of a motion blur. Why do I keep stuttering? Jesus. Look at that. It's a good I think I've mentioned or featured a couple of artists here on the channel that have this style, but right now it's just not popping in my head who they are. I will try linking them or mentioning their name if I can in the description. But oh, what's cool too is their sort of cape here in the back is also being burned a bit. I'm guessing it's being affected by the, if not the sword themselves, right? Because they're kind of like in their head, they can see, or they're kind of emitting fire as well. But look at the line work for this like flame. It's like a thick, it's kind of an ink pen, but it's like a thick pencil, like a thick crayon or something. Like it's not that clean of a line, meaning it has a bit of a jitter, a bit of a texture in there, which I think helps blend it more, or looks like it fits with that painted look, right? Because I think, again, it's kind of beyond cell shading at this point. Pretty cool. I like it. Interesting. So maybe this is the guy, and then this sort of animal thing with the one eye sort of envelops him and he becomes this. I think it is that way. Oh wow. Oh wow. Pretty cool. Hey dragon. Wow, it's so cool. Like they have this style, this sort of approach to their work kind of locked in, because like for every piece, even if the subject is different, it still looks the same. Like the inks are there, the way it's painted is there. And I like seeing that sense of consistency. And that's what's cool when you have like a style. And that's why a lot of people think about style, you know, especially for like in your beginning phases, or you're in your, oh my god, intermediate phase. It's not just about looks, it's about Because once you have like a style, it's easier to, oh my god, to produce stuff because you already have a system in place. So it leans more on exploring ideas than figuring out, what brushes to use, what kind of layering system to apply, right? So sometimes I don't fully like it when other artists kind of demean the search for styles. I mean, I get it to an extent, but you gotta understand, that it can be annoying. Look at that, right? Look at the hatching in the fur. It is part of the. It's not like scaffolding where you eventually paint over it. It's part of the actual finished illustration, but the lighting as well, like how it's painted. Most of the lighting is coming from the ground actually. The eyes are glowing, pretty cool. Look at that. Like it seems so interesting. The designs. Oh wow. Come on. And they don't just do women. It's like creatures, women, men, half creature, half guy. So it's a bit diverse. Okay, it's taking a while to load. Oh my god, load. And their anatomy, pretty cool. And the way they do their folds, I mean, in a way they're kind of doing everything except environments, right? Let me just keep scrolling. Yeah, I'm trying to wait for it to load, but I'm guessing the images are kind of big. That's why it's okay. Okay, it's popping up. I'm sure more will like pop up. There you go. It's like seconds late. I think we're done. Yeah, look at the brush they're using for their line work. It has a bit of a texture to it. If you zoom in. Damn, look at those calves. It kind of reminds me of that character from Gundam. I forgot the name. Iron Blood Masters. Sorry, excuse me. Iron something. The one where the blondie had to go. Oh, so sad. That ruined me, by the way. Like, oh my god, like, why would he even? That's so. Ugh. Anyway, coffee. Usually I leave it open for like a few minutes so the coffee will like cool down. Then I'll close it so I can drink it more, without having to burn my tongue, right? Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Look at that. Again with the noise texture. Oh, there's a bit of underlighting. This part over here, it's a bit green. I'm guessing it's coming a little bit from the clothing and being bounced onto that side. And there's like a slight pink reddish thing going on here, subsurface scattering. It's not even that obvious far away, but it's there, right? But anyway, back to the inks. I do like that texture. I've seen artists do this when they ink their work or do their line work. It's not like a typical, like just in comics or manga where it's a fine line. It's very solid. The brushes they use, it's a little more like a pencil or like a crayon in a way. The only thing that's similar is the fact that it's way darker than everything else. But yeah, I do like this look. And I think if you're the painterly kind of artist, maybe this may work for you more. If you do decide to do inks. Right? I mean, look at this. It's kind of the same thing as well. Damn, look at those abs. My god, one day. Oh, by the way, I have a protein shake. Oh, wow. I'm gonna get jacked. Anyway. Look at that. Looks more like a goat, but like a devil as well. I mean, they have horns. Oh yeah, I've seen like demonic kind of themed projects, and often or yeah, oftentimes demons can be like paired up with like goats or some kind of ox or those types of creatures. I'm not sure why that's the relation there, but uh I mean, if you think of like what's the satanic sort of thing where it's like a goat head with the body of a human being, one of those. So I'm not sure why it had to be a goat, but then again, if you look at the eyes of a goat, just search for goat eyes. Or I'm not sure if it's a goat, but those types of creatures, they tend to have like weird looking eyes. So maybe that led to like the demonic association because they are kind of odd, you know? Oh wow. Oh, these ones seem a lot more rendered to me. And they don't have that sort of black ink. But it is part of this sort of Phantom City project. So it could be like for work, so they had to, stick to like a style, something. This is like a common style in like games. It's kind of this graph. It almost looks a little bit like 3D kind of look, but you can tell it's illustrated where you don't get a lot of texture. It seems very smooth, but you have like a wide range of values and just lots of shapes. Yeah, if you look at game art or like typical splash art, it's a very common sort of style. And because of that lack of texture, I think that's why it's kind of a standard, because it does lead to kind of a consistent look. So it's in a way much more reliable and recognizable. So, and it's also clear. It's not just about the artistic sort of expression. You want to show off the designs of whatever it is you're trying to show, right? So having like a style that's kind of clear, that's not too vague and too expressive, I think is more fitting. So, oh, she kind of reminds me of the Joker a bit because of that smile, right? The overextended smile. Phantom City. Pretty cool. Oh wow. Pretty cool. Okay, going back, their style does change. Oh wow, I do like this guy. Oh my. Oh wait, yeah. Back to the inks over here. But I want to see this guy first. Oh yeah, another guy would be Fred Rambaud. Fred Rambaud. Although they don't really paint. I mean, they add color, but they don't paint it too much. So it's kind of more balanced. Look at this guy. They have like a fish. Oh, there's something in there. It's like a bird. Pretty bird. Can we zoom in? Is this guy a fox or something? Like, is this the guy's teeth? Because if that's the case, they have kind of a big smile. Interesting, when you zoom in, you do see some... maybe a little bit of those initial line work or line sketch. It reminds me of another artist, Mingchen Shen or Shim something. Let me just add a question mark just to check later. But yeah, cool fish. Look at that. There is some texture, but it's not too much. Maybe for the fish mostly. But yeah, zooming in, you can still see a lot of those brush strokes, and their brushes are kind of simple. It's like a basic round brush with some opacity, I think. Not a lot of brush variety. which does make her design a lot more clear, easier to see. It's less illustrative or less painterly, but you can just properly see what that thing is. What? Yeah. You know, I do see this kind of figure in like a lot of furry art. It's usually like a buff kind of dog or cow or whatever, dragon. So I'm not sure if this is like a personal project, but just seeing that sort of animalistic face with that big buff body, I just think furries. Just a bite. Carp, carp, carp. Well, let me see this chick. Oh, it's not a chick, is it? Well, the pecs are kind of there, so I think it's probably a guy. Aurora Soul Librarian. You know, in past videos, I did say that I was kind of into librarians, so I don't know. Maybe this is a sign, you know? Oh, they kind of have this horn thing or cigar kind of thing where you puff smoke and these sorts of ghosts come out of it, or spirits. So it's kind of like a magician-esque kind of guy. But the rendering style, kind of the same. Very sort of clean, sculpted. Hue variation, not too much, but value variation, definitely. And so many like lighting sources here, or light sources. Coming from the ghost sort of skulls here. The kind of light coming from the bottom. Coming from the book maybe as well. Pretty cool. And if you look at the way it's like painted, it seems it's a little bit geometric. I mean, you can see more of the planes of the body or of the figure. Or of the subjects. So it has that more sculpted kind of look, I think. Oh, look at this guy. Again with the tiny waist. Honey guy. Look at that. Oh, there's a little bit of a line work. It's so tiny though. Wait, was this done in 3D? I don't know. Oh, look at this guy. Epic as hell. Looks cool. Oh, look at the freaking pecs. Oh, look at his abs. Damn. And the rendering, it's just so sharp, clean, just tight. Like gripping on you. Like some feet. What? Oh, this guy reminds me of an anime. It was like they were puffing, well, not puffing, but it was basically two spirits. Two fighting spirits. One was kind of red, kind of like this, and the other one was blue. And they were both like fighting. It had a little bit of like BL boy love kind of vibes in a way. Like it was kind of sussy, but yeah. Oh my, the anatomy is so freaking cool. It is kind of hard to do this. For example, if you look at the arm, it's kind of coming towards you, right? Like how do you foreshorten the muscles? Like how would the muscles look when it's kind of foreshortened in this kind of way? Pretty cool. And again, the rendering is just nice and tight. And I like how in the background they do have another like pose, but it's slightly rougher than this one in the middle. Look at that. Oh, they have a chick. Oh, go on. Oh no, she's hot. That's so cool. Wait, her arms are kind of glowing. Interesting. I'm guessing it's coming from their armor. Okay. I'm not sure how these two, they kind of have the same costume, or they have a similar theme. So they could be like siblings or something. Or perhaps from the same tribe. Oh, look at this gothic chick. Right? Again with the cigarettes. Smoking is bad, by the way. Oh my god. Tiny waist. The pelvis is kind of wide. And I love this sort of pouch area. I have been informed that that's where the babies are. That's why it's kind of pouchy. But yeah, I like it. It reminds me of the... I talked about this in a way back video, but... Or a video way back. It was I believe, an actress, but she's related to Emma Not Emma Watson. Oh my... I'm forgetting their name. She was in a movie with the song Pretty Woman walking down the street. Pretty Woman. In the story, she was like a prostitute, kind of. I can't even remember the full film, but her younger cousin, had like a photo of her in this pose where her pouch, or I call it the pouch, but it was like a very popular video, but it was basically glorifying this natural thing, because usually, in like most like advertisements, like everyone's kind of thin and it's not always realistic, and it's sometimes it's too extreme. So it was nice seeing like the natural like curve of the pouch. So there you go. Nice pouch. Okay, I need to move on. Yeah, that ink look, it looks so cool with the rendering. It's so freaking cool. Look at that. So now they're mixing that, or this kind of style. Yeah, this one. I want to show like the buff guy. Where is it? Like this kind of style in terms of like painting or rendering, and combining it with that inked look, and now you get this. And look at the ink work, it's still kind of rough, right? It's a good mix. But I'm guessing you kind of have to tone down on the inks a little bit. You can't go... For example, you'll notice that they don't hatch it too much. It's mostly just in the contours. And obviously you do this to... You want to allow the paint to show themselves, or to do its work as well. So if everything is also hatched, I think everything is just going to be fighting. So you want to have some room for... the rendering to do its job. Look at this guy. Oh, look at... Oh, so... The chest is like so freaking wide. I mean, the whole torso was kind of big. Zaddy, Is it a chick? Wait, let me just zoom in. I think it's a guy. Would that stop you though? Oh no, Gaomon. Yeah, you can tell by the way they're doing their inks. It's just so confident. Like, are they even trying at this point? It just feels so nonchalant, effortless. It's like, for example, for this hand, like you can tell the lines are kind of wiggly. Like it just shows you they're not too bothered with perfectionism, right? So I do see a lot of birds here, so maybe they're the crow clan. I was trying to replicate the sound of a crow, but not sure if I did well. I've seen this guy before. I think they're from the arcane sort of world. Arcane Echo fighting with Jinx. Jinx? Isn't Jinx like the blue-haired chick? Why would they be fighting? Look at those muscles though. Oh my god. Again, it's combined with like the ink look, but if you look at their brush work, or the ink work, I think they're using a very basic brush. It's not textured at all. It's like a basic round brush to me. That's what it looks like anyway. Oh my god. I like the hair though. I think they're dreads. They're kind of hard to draw or paint, but once it's there, once it's like done, it's nice, you know. The background does have some noise texture. Some parts are kind of blurred, so it looks more like a keyframe. Pretty cool. Oh, look at this! Oh, look at this guy. Coffee. He actually reminds me of this rugby player. I think it's from France. He's like a super big guy, and some accuse him of having Neanderthal genes only because like he's like a large person, and he kind of has this facial structure. Because he has like the facial hair, the beard. Like he looks like like a Neanderthal person. I'm not being offensive. He just looks like he could crush you, right? But he looks good for Neanderthal. Wait, I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but you get the point. He's just super, just thick. Look at that. Pretty cool. Yeah, so I think there's a lot more to see here because I think we've gone. Oh wow, look at this guy. Yeah, we've gone too far in terms of. I usually try to keep these episodes, like within or under 30 minutes, but sometimes things happen. Oh, they look kind of odd, like the face or the nose is too close to the mouth. Maybe that's the intention, right? But look at those muscles. They're kind of part tentacle or part octopus, maybe. It's very Pirate of the Caribbean or Pirates of the Caribbean like coded. Look at that. Yeah, definitely lots. Oh wow, she's cute. Oh, it's a guy again? Damn, you're confusing me. Right, because if you look at the face, you're like, oh, she cute. Oh, it's a guy. Then you look at the chest, it's a guy. But it is what it is. And yeah. Oh yeah, they do have that graphic look to their work. Look at that. Yeah, so definitely lots more to see here. And maybe I've seen their work or other these. Oh, that's it. Oh, my bad. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna stop the review here. I think we've done enough. Oh, she's cute. Can we see more? Okay, they're more like close-ups, but I do like the rendering. Interesting. I'm not sure what the fans are for, or if they're like weapons. Pretty cool. I mean, look at that. Look at that way of rendering. It just seems so. It's like a 3D model, but it doesn't look weird. Because if it's just a 3D model, sometimes it can look kind of boring. So you want to like have elements where it's a bit painted to make it look more artsy. Right, but obviously this one is painted, but it just has that nice, like you can feel the volume, but at the same time it's very artsy. I think it's because even far away you can still see a little bit of those strokes, like those bits of imperfection, where not everything is like smoothened out. I think that's what gets you that artsy look. I'm waiting for it to load so I can download this, for reference, of course. I'm guessing she's wearing the swimsuit because she wants to have an easier time in case she has to remove like these arms or this sort of leg thing. Because if you have too many clothes, it's gonna be a hassle. That's the excuse anyway. Oh no, she's hot. Anyway, so I'll stop the review here. I will link this page in the description below, and I'll see you in the. Oh wow, look at her. Wait, her or him? It's the face. It's kind of androgynous looking, so it's kind of confusing. Not a bad thing, by the way. And yeah, so I'll link this page and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.